Welcome back, guys. How are you all doing? My name is Elom. Elorm. How is your festive season going? I hope you're having fun with your family and friends. What is the holiday season without gist here and there? So let me give you today's gist. I remember in the past, like many years ago, I was having a conversation with a friend. I don't know what the conversation was about, but there is something she said that stood to me till this day. And that is that she said, Elon, when we get to heaven, Judas Iscariot is going to be one of the people we see first. And I was like, oh no, that Judas Iscariot is not going to make it to heaven. And she said, no, Judas Iscariot did God's assignment. So definitely we are going to see Judas Iscariot in heaven. Anyway, trust me, at that time, I was also confused. I didn't really know if it's true or not. And we kind of argue it a bit and we let it go. Now, the question is, will Judas Iscariot really make it to heaven? The answer I have come to know is no. Judas Iscariot will not make it to heaven. At this point, I would have to plead with you to stick with me to the end of this video. I've realized that once I introduce the Bible, people log out from there. The reason I do the Bible lessons this way is to infuse practical life lessons and the Bible together. If you log out early, you will not get the relevance of the story because usually it comes later. So please stick with me to the end of this video. Thank you. Will Judas Iscariot make it to heaven? The answer is no. No. Why is it no? Was it God's will for somebody to betray Jesus? Yes. Was it destined that Judas should betray Jesus? The answer is no. So you see, those are two different things. Let's try to dissect Matthew 26, verse 24, which says, the Son of Man must be betrayed, but woe unto the person who that betrayal comes through. So you see, the Bible categorically says that he must be betrayed. So the betrayal is a must. It will happen, but woe unto the man. Meaning, the Bible didn't predestine it to be a specific person. It is left with somebody to avail themselves to be used by Satan. So that betrayal on Judas's part happened because of his own weaknesses, because he didn't take Jesus' teachings, for lack of better words, as serious as he should. It's because the greed, he couldn't die to himself, and he still had that greed in him. Because note, Judas actually didn't want Jesus to be killed. He thought, okay, he's the Messiah and somehow he is going to save himself. That is why when it happened, the way it happened, he actually took his own life. So now we learn that the betrayal was supposed to happen, but who it will happen through wasn't predestined. The next question becomes, why should somebody that it comes through be punished at all or go to hell at all? Right? Okay. You see, the Bible made us know that God can raise stones to praise him. So should that thing happen? Yes. Does somebody need to put themselves in the situation that it will happen through them? No. How then will God do it? It is left with God to do it. If He will raise a stone, He can raise a stone. And there is something I have seen in the Bible which made me believe that God could have actually introduced somebody to that plot and the result would still have been achieved. After all, in the Bible, we see a man called Melchizedek, where the Bible tells us that has no origin, but he is a person that Abraham paid tithes to. Abraham paid 10th of the spoil of war to when he went to rescue Lot. So that teaches us that somebody could have just appeared like that. So why on earth should it be Judas who actually walked with Christ? It's simple. He has not mastered his fleshly desires. He has not killed that greed, that cutting corners, that fast move aspect of him, despite the fact that he has been with Jesus and he was a disciple. With that said, maybe this is an example for you and I to know that in handling people, we must handle people with care, not to be selfish with our desires and put others in a harm's way. To think through our action, choose integrity, high standard over instant gratification. You see that Judas's behavior, that he wanted to use one stone to kill two birds. I'll betray Jesus, but Jesus will save himself, then I'll have the money. We find it amongst us most of the times, even as Christians. Yes, you hear people say, oh, this is nothing, even God would understand. People will lie against their colleagues, undermine their business partners just to get ahead. People sometimes think that as far as no one notices or no one is hurt instantly, it is okay. Sometimes it comes in the form of, oh, let me steal this small thing from my office. No one will notice. Let me lie on my colleague or business partner to get ahead. It's just a small lie. It's not like it will affect them that much in any way. People even feel like as far as their action is not hurting anyone instantly, it is okay. Or God should understand. You will hear people say things like, God knows you need that thing. So if you make a sharp move or cut corners, God should understand. Well, this is a reminder for you to learn from Judas and to know that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Whatever is a sin yesterday is still a sin today. God has not changed. There is a reward for every of our actions, of every of our words. This video is not to judge anyone. It is a reminder for all of us, including myself, that having integrity can never go out of fashion. Doing things the right way might be more difficult, but it will preserve you in so many ways. Take care of yourself. My name is Elon. I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.